It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. I'm glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
It's the first time ever. I'm glad you're here for this because this is the first time ever we're doing a rival revival. An idea I had I think a year ago, but this is the first time I've actually gotten to do it.
Give me a hell yeah!
Oh shit. Let's
Yeah,
go.
essentially what rival revival is we're going to look back at an old rivalry, probably a rivalry that not a lot of people know about in this case scenario, and kind of digest it, dissect it, and go over it a little bit. And this stems back to Ring of Honor, so that's why you got called in.
Yes. That's why I'm wearing a hat.
And the belt. And the belt.
Yeah. This belt right here, yes, this is prestigious. This is prestigious in the company, dude. Like, come on now, man.
Drink it in, man.
Like to me personally, I love this.
design.
I love this design. This design is like one of my favorites.
Yes, but also at the same time period, the TV title the ROH TV title at that time period, that design was wow.
Oh yeah, A1.
Beautiful. All right, the rivalry we're looking at today, going back to old ROH, my favorite period of ROH, CM Punk and Raven.
Buckle up, Teddy.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
that feud is so brutal.
yeah. It expands out quite a bit. It spanned several promotions and is considered as one of the most significant in independent wrestling history, which I don't know how much people can agree or relate to that, especially with CM Punk being a part of it. I feel like that has something to do with it. But looking back, this rivalry was, money.
Oh yeah, the rivalry was definitely like it was definitely like really like heated because like they were like of course they were like, you know, either like mentor, like teacher student type stuff, but it's just like something went left.
Yeah. And in real life, I think that's a good point to add into this too. Real life, Scott Levy, Raven, was a mentor to CM Punk and one of the first people that actually helped him out in figuring it out. But on screen, Punk having this straight edge character versus Raven's, rebellious substance using persona, like that was a huge factor to the rivalry, was the fact that CM Punk was all high and mighty, didn't do drugs or drink.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Raven. Raven's like the most degenerate you can find.
The degenerate, rebellious individual.
Drink it in, man.
I'm going to show this up on the screen on the episode. This is the key points of the rivalry. Early feud, ROH. The feud in ROH focused on Punk's straight edge lifestyle and Raven's perceived negative choices. The dog collar match, which is one of the most significant points of this rivalry.
Brutal.
Significant highlight marking a major turning point in Punk's career. Clockwork Orange match. Their match in the Clockwork Orange House of Fun was a notable event, though only a portion was released. Interesting. The cage match they had in ROH, with Punk ultimately winning the feud, and then the feud extended to TNA, where Punk betrayed Raven. MLW, from that point, the rivalry continued to MLW, further solidifying Punk's reputation. And then finally, Influence is the last key point. The feud with Raven is credited with catapulting CM Punk into a prominent indie name. And I agree.
Yeah, because I remember seeing like a clip of like the old TNA, like the NWA TNA era. Like CM Punk was there.
Yeah.
CM Punk was there, and like he was part of like with Raven's like little group.
Yeah. And then TNA at that point had fell to shit for the first time, and he was like, I'm out of here. Deuces, I'm out of here.
Yeah. It's like, nope, that doesn't work for me.
TNA has had some points where they're like, all right, we're about to over everybody, but this ain't about my rivalry with TNA. This is about the rivalry between
Right.
Raven and
We
CM Punk.
Raven. Yep.
The next thing I'm going to show is all pretty much from the Sportster, so I want to give credit to the Sportster for a large portion of this episode getting done. That's where most of this research got brought up from.
Give me a hell yeah.
Shout out to the Sportster.
Yeah.
CM
Sportster was
Punk
good.
versus Raven, revisiting the first great feud of Punk's career. I'm about to do some reading. Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, remains one of the most controversial and successful wrestlers in his era. But his first angle to create that reputation is one many fans didn't even know existed. Raven leaving WWE in the early 2000s led him to spending time in the early stages of TNA and Ring of Honor, both great places. Punk worked with Raven in both companies, but a real feud took place in the latter. ROH was considered the place that Punk helped build, and it made total sense bringing in some bigger names for him to work with. Raven ended up being the perfect rival, with their real-life backgrounds and on-screen characters easily clashing. Any fan of Punk and or Raven owes it to themselves to check out what made the rivalry between them so important, despite taking place in a smaller promotion. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I can only agree. Early ROH was just like a breeding ground for so many great things in the early 2000s. And then it did the same thing in like 2015 and 16. But that's, of course, later down the line.
Yeah, because I felt like with early ROH, it felt like early ROH is kind of like picked up of some sort, picked up of where ECW left off a little bit, of how like the grimy aspect of it. You get the grabs, and then there's like some hardcore stuff, because like there's several people who got their names known in ROH in the early days of it. Yeah. Like Amazing Red, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, the Briscoes.
You almost went down the list on the picture in front of me. The line is Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe.
And Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero appeared on the early ROH.
Him and CM Punk in ROH was a whole other thing. AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson, Paul London, one of my guys. Low Key. All really great guys. This is like early 2000s ROH too. If you haven't watched it, fans need to go back and watch it. It's what it felt like made independent wrestling.
To me, it felt like you watching like an N1 mixtape, but it's wrestling. That's how I feel. How the quality is of ROH early days, bruh. Dude. Like it could not get no better than that.
It felt, like you said, it felt gritty. I didn't find it until 2008, and someone showed me a DVD from 2005 ROH, Bryan Danielson. I talk about it all the time. I was like, there's more. That's when my mind was open. I was like, there's more out there than just what's in WWE.
There's some there's some rare gems, dude, that you never thought it happened.
I thought TNA was the only other place in the world that could have wrestling.
Yeah, that's kind of me right there. I thought TNA was until like ROH. Just like, whoa, hold on, there's more.
Buckle up, Teddy.
It's really cool now being like a huge fan of ROH to this day and getting to be at so many of their events and get to do so many things with Ring of Honor. It's one of you've seen us on Ring of Honor TV. Like, you and I both have been on Ring of Honor TV a couple times.
Oh, yeah, definitely, man. We made history.
I love ROH. Punk started to break out as a face, but he always wanted to utilize his straight edge lifestyle as a heel. Raven was the perfect foe for when coming to ROH around this time. Punk channeled his childhood by cutting promos, running down Raven for reminding him of his father growing up. The use of alcohol and drugs by Raven were no secret after his ECW passed. And before I keep going on, one thing I want to add, or two things I want to add into this that make this so cool, is I go back to this rivalry as a point of Raven used the rivalry he had with Terry Funk and ECW as a premise of how to go about this, and then this rivalry goes directly into Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk like 9 years later when CM Punk is this rivalry like conditioned so many other rivalries.
That's cool.
Yeah, it definitely it kind of just like a little bit went full circle. little bit went full circle because like having to mention like with CM Punk's father, being like, alcoholic and stuff, and just like wow, been like pushing that deep into
Yeah.
this storyline. That's like, bro, it's like shit got real.
The next note we have, Raven proved he still got it in his clash with CM Punk. The WWE run of Raven at the end of the Attitude Era certainly left a bad taste in his mouth, along with many of his fans. Various issues between the two sides saw Raven performing exclusively on Sunday Night Heat for months until his release in early 2003. TNA signed Raven just 2 days after his WWE release and placed him in a main event feud with Jeff Jarrett. Even though the program worked and Raven helped TNA a lot in the early years, it was rare to see him in long-term storylines. Vince Russo, and other minds were hotshot booking TNA on a week-to-week basis. Ring of Honor stepped in and started booking Raven as well, since TNA was not paying nearly enough to have full-time talents at the time. Interesting.
Wow.
I like this picture here too, with Raven signed behind him. McMahon fears Raven. Raven initially worked for ROH to add some extra income, but he became an important part of the show for almost a full year. The instant chemistry between CM Punk and Raven placed them in the long-term feud that worked to perfection, even. Wow. Raven had a clean slate to remind everyone why he was considered a masterful storyteller in ECW and even WCW. I don't like Raven in WCW. I even burped and had a bad taste in my mouth when I thought about it.
I never seen Raven in WCW. I didn't really pay attention. I never really big on WCW at that time.
So they didn't give him a lot. They gave him a lot of shit. But I do remember there was a very small period where they started letting him do the stuff he did in ECW on there. And they weren't really pushing it that hard, but it was still really cool. And I'm a huge Raven fan. So I watched everything he did.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're getting into it. CM Punk versus Raven was all-time great ROH feud. The initial storyline of CM Punk's heel straight edge lifestyle making him target Raven saw fans wanting more from them. ROH strayed away from their technical style by putting the two in various bloody hardcore matches. My favorite.
Ooh.
Punk was known for great matches at the time, so they always delivered in Raven's wheelhouse using weapons and having bloody brawls. However, it was the promo exchanges that created the magic to have fans continue coming to shows and buying DVDs. Raven trying to teach Punk a lesson for his disrespect and Punk trying to prove he was better than someone who reminded him of his father set the stage. There was even a wild moment of Tommy Dreamer saving his former rival Raven and them forcing Punk to drink beer while handcuffed, which goes into a rivalry he had with Chris Jericho later on in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So much goes back to this shit. This is the seed.
Bro, it's just there's layers to this.
Yeah. That's why I picked this rivalry, because I knew this seeded so many other cool things in wrestling, and it's Raven. It's bias, it's Raven.
Looks like we've had enough talk.
ROH made sure the blow-off match came at the right time and in the right stage with a steel cage match. Punk won to come out stronger from the feud as Raven put him over $1 million. Often does that. The rest was history as Punk became a main eventer, won the ROH World Championship, and signed a deal with WWE. He even, if you remember, signed his WWE contract on the ROH Championship.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that. And so with CM Punk, he signed his contract. It's I'm leaving and stuff. But that was his farewell. It was his farewell. Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool and stuff. And all of a sudden, it's bro, we just see CM Punk at WrestleMania 22. He's one of the people on the car who was part of John Cena's entrance.
I'm definitely throwing that picture up on there. Not a lot of people know that. I remember, and that's one of my favorite WrestleManias. I mean, look at the logo.
Yeah, exactly. It's well, the Easter egg is there. He was just CM Punk was just an NPC.
So obviously, I found CM Punk in WWE first because that's where I started, and then ROH came into my life. I started studying it back and seeing that CM Punk was there. I was like, whoa! I thought it was cool as a kid that he signed his contract on the title, but now I look back on it as an adult and see how pissed the fans were. I'm like, I would have been pissed. I would have been mad.
Yeah, I kind of see why he did it, but it's just looking back looking back at it and stuff, like CM Punk WEF, like that was my introduction to him also, because like I don't know who he was, I don't know like where he come from, stuff like he had this background, he had this buzz,
Yeah.
like this hype around him and stuff, like oh like everybody's chanting CM Punk like right off the top. So he came from the indies and got older, looking at his ROH stuff, was like, dog, he was a wild dude. Like blonde hair and everything, basketball
Hmm.
shorts and stuff. Like he was making promos. He was doing promos that was just like, oh, it was just like unhinged. Like he was
Yeah.
doing pipe bombs before pipe bombs were even a thing.
Realistically, a seed for so many things. And to end it here on this note, it says, reminded fans how talented the hardcore legend was and helped create a future icon all in one angle. And I can only agree to that. Now, for the next portion of it, though, I'm going to do a screen share and we're going to pull up every match these gentlemen have had ever. Thank you so much for watching this episode today, and we will continue very shortly. But I want to quickly give a thank you to the sponsor of today's episode and talk about something that I've recently been getting into. And if you're a really on-the-go, busy type of person like I am, you'll want to hear this. Today's episode is sponsored by Optavia, a low-sodium, calorie-efficient, sustainable diet plan that not only is catered to helping you reach your weight loss goals, but links you in with a personal health coach to help guide you alongside your health journey. And the best part, your coach is somebody who has already been on the same weight loss journey and found success in doing so. So not only a healthy diet that will supply you with ready meals and low-calorie snacks, but link you in with somebody who can help keep you motivated and educated on your way to a successful weight loss journey. I myself have been doing the diet and I am really happy with the results so far, guys. I get a lot of these turkey meatball meals. The beef stew is my go-to lunch. A lot of times when I'm getting ready for the day, you will see me drinking on these Optavia shakes that I love. And the most important thing about this is how often I drink water. You drink a lot of water. It seems like it's hard, but I'm telling you personally, my coach keeps me educated, motivated, and properly hydrated. It is achievable. If you would like to get in contact with our show's personal coach and get started on your Optavia health journey, contact our email listed below in the description with the word Optavia. That's OPTAVIA. Or just head over to www.optavia.com and get started on your own time with your own coach. Now, back to the program. Okay, so I'm going last to first. I need to go bottom to top. That's what's going on. I was like, hold up, this is getting out of place.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, like it's
So
like I thought it was
realistically,
be like the top to bottom.
yeah. Their first match was in IWC. Raven defeated Punk, and that checks out.
Mm.
Then we got Raven's Rules at ROH Expect the Unexpected in Massachusetts. CM Punk defeats Raven. 18 minutes and 50 seconds. ROH
Damn.
Night of Champions. I love ROH Night of Champions.
See, ROH got their night champs before, WWE took that.
Colt
Like, oh,
Cabana and Raven defeat Ace Steel and his student CM Punk.
mm.
And then we got RCW title. CM Punk defeats Raven. Okay. MLW Revolutions in 2003. Raven defeats CM Punk. Man, I want to go back and watch some 2003 MLW. I can say I've never done that.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because I knew MLW been in for a long time. I never I never look at the old stuff.
Back to ROH, no DQ. The Second City Saints, CM Punk and Colt Cabana, best friends.
Yeah,
Defeat
BFFs.
BJ Whitmer and Raven. And then back to MLW. CM Punk defeats Raven again there. Or no, okay, Raven defeated him the first time. CM Punk defeats Raven in MLW Hybrid Hell.
God, these names sound dope.
I know. I want to go back to this time period as a fan. I'm like, I just want to be in that arena.
It's like, damn, going back there, I want to time travel, just like looking back at these matches.
Drink it in, man.
CM Punk and Colt Cabana defeat Christopher Daniels and Raven back at ROH. Wrestle Rave 03. Then the big one. ROH Death Before Dishonor. Dog collar match. CM Punk defeats Raven.
Give me a hell yeah.
I have this one. I don't know if I put it in the Matchbox or if I put it in Blunts and Bumps. I actually think I have it in the Blunts and Bumps for me and Jeff to watch, but this one's in our list of things we got to put up.
Oh yeah, yeah, y'all got to do that.
You just made the list.
After that, CM Punk and Michael Shane defeat Norman Smiley and Raven. This one sticks out to me. Norman Smiley.
Bro. Norman Smiley, dude.
I didn't see that coming.
Bruh.
Oh, you didn't know?
Then in MLW, also. Oh, hold on. I got to say the name of that a bit. MLW Rise of the Renegades.
Rise of the Renegade.
Nothing says Renegade more than Norman Smiley, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Then a month later at MLW Summer Apocalypse, CM Punk defeats Raven in a straight edge rules, which I guess means you can't get high before the match. I don't know. What does that entail?
Straight edge rules. How is that like?
Sidebar.
Looks like we've had enough talk. It's time.
Like straight edge rules. It's like there's no smoking, there's no drinking.
So rich where the competitors agree to abide by specifics. The rules usually center around the concept of straight edge. Got it. In these matches, the wrestlers might incorporate these principles into their personas of the match. Right, refuse to use weapons or participate in underhanded tactics. So basically, it's like a square match. Like you got to abide by all the rules. No weapons, no interference. Clean athletic competition.
Okay. That's okay. That's pretty much a regular match, a regular wrestling match.
Yeah, it's like Lance Storm had, Canadian rules, but then the rules just changed after every time something would happen. The Canadian rules match is the funny one.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange House of Fun Steel Cage match. This is a big one. ROH beating the odds. Raven defeats CM Punk here, and it's
31 minutes.
Yeah, it's a banger. Now, the next one is bigger in terms of the storyline, as we just went over. This is how CM Punk really went over, but this steel cage match didn't go for 31 minutes. It only needed 17. And the picture earlier, there's chair on the cage and there's a sink posted up on the cage and there's all kinds of things stuck to the cage. The Lottery from Hell steel cage. CM Punk defeats Raven, goes over, and we all cheer and believe in him.
Yep.
Then we go all the way to the next year, The Gathering. CM Punk and Julio De Niro reuniting to face Raven and the Sandman and beat them. And this is where we started too. This is like I started from the bottom to the top. So now,
it's like the ordering, it just fell off for a bit.
Raven defeats CM Punk at IWC. It's not the internet wrestling community, turns out. You heard
it's
of
IWC, but it's,
you heard of Halloween Havoc? This is Hopewell Havoc.
Hopewell Havoc.
Let's go. Raven and Terry Funk defeat the Gathering. Raven and Sabu defeat the Gathering. But then one last time they had to have that match. March 26th, 2004. CM Punk defeating Raven in FWA.
FWA, and that was in London.
Yep. So we're going to end this in the UK once and for all. And that's the story of the rivalry between CM Punk and Raven. And like I said, it literally set up, I think half of Punk's career rivalries from that point forward.
Yeah, it really definitely did. It really took off. It took CM Punk's career off to, bigger heights.
Big things popping. Give me a drink out the fridge. Give a toast to Raven. This one's for Raven.
Right. Salute to Raven.
Raven's the reason why wrestling's great.
Yep.
Drink it in, man.